Welcome to my review of Pokemon Journeys, episode 36, Ash and Go, Climb Your Way Out of Sandhell. So before we get fully into it, I have a quick announcement to make. If you want to hear more of me for whatever reason, I recently became a fully fledged member of a Dynamax podcast where we talk about, well, whatever. But we do cover the new episodes too, so link in the description for that. Alright, so this episode is about Ash getting into a slump after losing 2 more battles to Pokemon with tentacles, Octillery and Tentacruel. Obviously thinking about Grapploct as well. So Ash drops back down to a normal rank, and he gets depressed about it. What I like about this is it adds stakes to a World Championships. This isn't like gym badges where you just kind of have them and that's that. Though I've got to be honest, not really having last week's episode touch on this at all was really bizarre, because you have his loss to Beeve and a week of nothing related to this, and then we're back to him losing and becoming depressed. It just feels like the build-up wasn't all there. In Morville City in Hoenn, a strange sandstorm is brewing and luring people in. Go gets Sakuragi to let them investigate, and while Ash is depressed, Go knows that meeting a rare Pokemon will pull Ash back, and it does get him into action as soon as he hears a song from a sandstorm. So the Go scene is just something that has to be mentioned. Why are they smiling like that? I love it. And speaking of love, the imagery of them in a city that's sunken in sand in the sandstorm is great. Go saves some people by catching a Trapinch. And they also encounter the Brava, which Go also gets with the help of Raboot's kick. Of course, the main event is a Flygon that is presented so menacingly. It feels like they really build up how powerful it is very well. And Go concludes that it's building a nest in Morville. So you have to battle it, which Ash is a bit unsure of, and it justifies Ash trying to thunderbolt Flygon by having him just be off his game, and being unsure about fighting. Go makes a solid use of Sobble here, as it keeps on using Water Gun to harden the sand around Flygon, because it's using it to defend itself. And when the sand barrier is down, Riolu and Sobble battle it, but then Flygon dives into the sand with Dragon Rush and hits Sobble, and Go has to recall it before it cries. So it's too fast for Riolu, and Ash struggles with the thought of fighting up close after his losses were all brought on by getting grappled up close. Ash and his Pokemon get hit by Flygon, so it's up to Go and Raboot, and this is such a great moment for them. Flygon still has the speed advantage, but Raboot is able to hear it under the sand to be able to dodge. Flygon fires the Draco Meteor, that Raboot does dodge, but Go tells it to move in. Ash tries to recommend fighting from a distance, and he calls Go's plan crazy. And there it is, I love that. The fact that Go usually refers to the stuff Ash does as craziness. Here's Go doing a little crazy himself, and it does have payoff. So much like how in Diamond and Pearl, Ash had used rocks as a footing against Pool in the heat of action, Raboot uses the Draco Meteors as footing, and it destroys and launches a Draco Meteor back at Flygon with an Ember. So this is a pretty damn good battle because it shows just how far Go has come, and this is easily his most impressive battle yet. After Go catches it, Ash says it was a crazy tactic again, and that's when Go comes up to him and tells him that it's never giving up and doing crazy stuff like that is something that Go had learned from Ash. Go assumed that the Draco Meteor strategy is something Ash would have come up with, and man, he's right about that. And Go and Raboot couldn't give up. Ash realizes trying to fight from a distance wasn't what he and Riolu had been training for. Go mentioned that he and Raboot wanted to win with Ember, as it was a move that they had made, and they had previously missed it in the battle. And if Ember failed them with the Draco Meteor, they'd have just thought of a way to win with it next time. So there's an obvious parallel here, and Ash knows it. It means Ash can use Riolu's physical moves up close. So Ash vows to start over again, and we even get a parallel to a shot from Sun and Moon. And gee, I wonder why that's fitting. I love this episode for the most part. It shows off how much Go has grown, and he helps Ash overcome his slump in a really natural and mature way. Obviously, the whole thing with Ember is supposed to show that if something doesn't work one way, you don't have to throw it out completely, just rework it. But most importantly, it's Go being able to help inspire Ash in the same way that Ash had constantly inspired him. And that's some great payoff for all the times we've seen Go get excited about Ash's battles. So this is probably the best Ash overcoming a depression moment since Dawn helped him after his loss to Paul at Lake Acuity. I don't know if I'd say it's better, but it's definitely it's definitely up there, you know? Really, my biggest issue with this episode was how the depression was handled for Ash. I get what they were going for, multiple losses sort of building on each other, and it has a more tangible impact than just losing a battle where nothing is really on the line. It's just that it felt rushed. Like 4 minutes into this episode, Ash takes 2 losses, and that has him feeling down. I think they really should have expanded on this last week as well, just to make it feel a bit less jarring for him to get like this. As it stands, it feels like we've got a really great ending to a depression arc, and a really depression arc. What really redeems it is Go's involvement, as he's grown a lot since he didn't want to particularly battle at first, but Ash taught him that it was actually quite neat in episode 7. 29 episodes later, and Go is here, able to influence his friend in some way. So I love this episode, but it wasn't quite perfect. So how do you feel about the episode? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, peace.